Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to BowlTV. For the second time today, my name is Matt Canizaro, and we are here live at the 2018 Super Senior Classic in Las Vegas. Samstown Bowling Center is the site for this year's event. Third consecutive year, as a matter of fact, and we now are down to our final 12 players here at Samstown. So we'll get you the rundown in just a minute. It's going to go quickly. We've got two groups of matches going on here. So get settled in. Take a minute to get situated. If anything doesn't look or sound right, please let me know. I would rather solve those problems early on before we get going too far into the broadcast. I do appreciate everybody being here today. Looks like we might have the incorrect link in our Facebook post here, so I'm going to get that fixed up. Number one. It's not always super smooth here in the live stream booth, but as long as the folks don't know. Our two matches going on here on our featured pairs. Game number one of match play. It's Nick Morgan taking on Christopher Keene on 19 and 20. And 21 and 22 is Darrell Bauer and Benny Hafes. Looks like we are in business. 55 people watching right now. Hopefully that number grows as everybody gets comfortable. Give them just a couple minutes here and then explain what we're seeing. Again, it's going to go pretty fast, just two per pair for match play. Take a look at the standings. Again, the top 12. We started the week with 184 entries. Okay, scoreboards look okay. A few more folks joining in as well. Okay, all of our links are good. We're ready for business, folks. All right, let me give you the rundown on what we're seeing here today. Again, whittled the field down from 184 to the top 46. Those were the cashers here, based on their 12-game pinfall totals. All cashers bowled 6 games this morning. Pinfall carried over, so 18 game totals determined the 12 players who advanced to round-robin match play. And at that point, the 12 were split into 2 groups, evens and odds. So 2 groups of 6 right now. The odds only will bowl against the odds, and the evens only against the evens. They'll bowl 5 games of round-robin match play, followed by a position round. And after this 6-game round, the leader on each side, so the top bowler in each group, automatically will be seeded into the Stepladder Finals. That'll take place tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Prior to that, we'll have 2 group step ladders, and the way that will work is that from each group today, the players who are number 2, 3, and 4 will participate in a special step ladder, one for each group, and the winner of each also will advance to the main championship step ladder to meet the 2 players who advance from today's competition. So a little confusing. We'll be here every step of the way. Make sure you know what's what. So I'll give you a look at the standings now of our 12 qualifiers. Our leading qualifier was Skip Pavone of San Jose, California, plus 641. Defending champion Ron Moore was second at plus 578, followed by Mark Williams, the PBA Hall of Famer, Mike Diaz, Bruce Hall, Warren Nelson, Darrell Bauer, 7th, Chris Keene in 8th place, Benny Hayes, 9th, Nick Morgan, 10th, Harry Solon's tied for 10th, and Patrick Patton shooting 258 the last game to sneak in at plus 409. Jerry Smith was the first player out at plus 396. So, the odds go one way, evens go the other. The odds are going to be Skip Pavone, Mark Williams, Bruce Hall, Darrell Bauer, Benny Hayes, and it looks like Harry Sullins will be number 11. And for the evens, Moore, Diaz, Nelson, Keene, Morgan, and Patton. So again, they'll stay within their own groups for match play, 5 games plus the position round. We'll have standings hopefully quickly after each. And we'll see when the first set of standings comes out. If it's cleverly named Group A, Group B, Group 1, Group 2, we'll see. So Nick Morgan out to a quick start, front 6. Make sure our scoreboards look okay. Chris Keene stepping up on 19. Not much he can do when his opponent has the front 6. Keene with a couple doubles here, split in between, however. So pretty big deficit in that one. Made it back from way right, but leaves the 7-8. So he's in trouble here in the opening game. Once we get one game of scores in the standings, it'll clarify. You can take a look on the results page and see exactly how things look. This is the old format from the PWBA. Keeps things pretty exciting throughout. Each player with a 2-6 chance of making the final step ladder. So pretty entertaining for the fans as well. In our other match, Benny Hafes with 5 strikes in his first 6 frames. Bauer keeping the pressure on, but Hafes up 10. 20. Ooh. Got a close match. Bauer working on the double. Hafes leaves the 4. Here's Morgan trying to stay perfect. And the 10, uncooperative. We've got live scoring if you'd like to follow your favorite players across the house. Bruce Hall down on 13 and 14 has the front 8. So if we can make it down to another pair for a video, we certainly will do that. We saw 299 earlier from Ron Moore, our defending champ. That's the high game of the week so far. A couple 289s besides that. But right now, the best of the best. USBC members age 60 and older. I would expect some pretty high scores and intense matches here in match play. Got just over 100 folks watching. Thanks for tuning in. 6 games. This is game 1 of 6. All right, Bruce Hall, front 9. I'll be right back, folks. Enjoy what's going on here. Hopefully some good news in just a minute. All right, so good exercise, but no 300 for Mr. Hall. He's going to be in the 270s. Just almost left the bucket. 9 went down. Looks like he'll finish with 276 in his match against Mark Williams. Here in our featured pairs. Folks, tell your friends, share the link. We've got it posted on the official USBC Facebook page. Just click on the link. Game 1 of 6. Nice scores all around us. Nick Morgan trying to get into the 270s. Had the front 6 before a 10-pin ended his run. And a rank 10 on lane 19. Got an even match on 21 and 22. Bauer and Hafes. Knotted up after 9. 30 bonus pins on the line each game. So those can add up over the 6 matches. Total pinfall with bonus will determine seeding. The leader on each group automatically on the TV show. Miscue there for Morgan. He's going to get the win, but just chucked a few pins there. Best Keen can do 216. Trouble for Hayes. Benny, formerly from the Milwaukee area. That's where I know him from. Moved down to Alabama to coach collegiately. Off to our right, Ron Moore. Trying to put some pressure on Patrick Patton. Patton snuck in at the number 12 spot. Big final game. Moore's going to finish first. Actually, looking at that, there's one frame out of it at this point. Best Ron can do 203. Patrick still can get to 259. Ron Moore, the guy to beat in his group, though. Skip Pavone, the leader in the other. Players will move all through the house, so we'll wait for those standings to come up so we can see exactly good finish for Keene here, though, to get all the sticks that he can. Hafes with the open frame finishes with 213. Bauer steps up and seals it. He can get to 237. He'll take the 30 bonus pins. Keene going to add one more, 216. Bauer will be in the 230s and get the bonus pins. Group leader Ron Moore going to fall. He shot 193. Patrick Patton, huge block yesterday, earned high honors for block number 2, 14-66. Holy moly. He was plus 48 in the opening day and plus 266 yesterday to get to 8th place at plus 314. 2-0, 260, 220, 230, 260, 250. And then big final game today to push into the top 12. And now putting a hurting on Ron Moore in the opener. He'll be in the 250s, one pair to our right. Solons and Bruce Hall not wasting any time. Getting game 2 underway. After today, we will know our top 2 seeds for tomorrow's championship round. And then first thing in the morning, we will determine the 2 players who will join them in that championship stepladder. So not too confusing. We're here to help you along, understand what we're seeing. You're watching live coverage of the 2018 Super Senior Classic. We're at Samstown Bowling Center in Las Vegas. My name is Matt Cannizzaro. I'll be here for the remainder of this event and then all week long for the USBC Senior Masters. So a lot of excitement here in Las Vegas, and we're glad to bring it to you here on BowlTV. If you have any questions or concerns, please let us know in the chat room. And if you enjoy Super Senior Classic coverage here on BowlTV, give us a thumbs up. Help us. We'd like to give the people what they want. If they want this, we'll be back next year, 2019. Don't forget to subscribe to BowlTV. Many events coming up in the coming months. Junior Gold right around the corner. And some international competition on the horizon too. So make sure you get those updates so you always know when something's going on. The other match to our left, Warren Nelson and Mr. Patton, who we've talked about having a great couple of rounds. Big win over Ron Moore. A tough start for Warren Nelson. 4-7-10. Only 12 players to track, so hopefully scores pretty quick. Certainly know they're going to bowl fast. All right, here's our first look in match play at Patton. Nice break. Gets the 6 and the 8 to go late. Harry Solon's 2 out of 3, but falling behind early here. Patton looking to go 2 for 2. Ring 7. Bruce Hall getting some love, driving the crowd wild. Hall 3 for 3, had the front 9 last game. All right. And looking at the standings from afar, we're scrolling through, just waiting for the update online. Skip Pavone plus 702, Bruce Hall plus 622, Mike Diaz 609, Mark Williams plus 589 in the 4th position right now. Warren Nelson plus 578, 11 out of advancing to the next round. All right, just wanted to confirm a few things there with the standings online. Let's see, maybe on the cellular device. Document sometimes takes a while to upload. All right, here in our featured matches, Patton looking to make it 3 in a row, and he does, 4 out of 5. So he leads here at the halfway point, and Solon's with the 4-bagger able to cut into the deficit a little bit, but Bruce Hall not really letting up. He's got 5 out of 6 with a split conversion there in the 4th frame. All right, there we go. Standings online, bowl.com/supersenior. All right, gonna take some notes here, see if we can't organize our standings a little bit. All right, quick conference with the tournament director, Greg Moore. And now, some standings that make sense online. Very cool. Group A and Group B. As we watch the final frames of our two matches here. Big pressure opportunity for Bruce Hall. He can double here, get into 230s, 236. So all those pins very important. Solon's can get to 247. So he'll need a double to win this game. In our other match, Patton cruising. Nice break there to leave just the 2. It's going to be a winner. Big shot here for Bruce Hall. Hall knows that was an important 6-pin, but he got the double, so definitely put the pressure on Solon's. Gonna have to have a double of his own. At least the first one, and 9. But big shot here, Solon's must have it, and he delivers. Too much emotion. Knows the second one also extremely important. Patton's going to win his match. Here is Solon's. Jones needs it, gets it. Clutch finish here for the legend. Take a look at our standings in Group A. There's our odd numbered players. Skip Pavone maintaining his lead at plus 702. Bruce Hall, plus 622. Mark Williams, 589. Darrell Bauer, 559. Benny Hayes, 453. And Harry Solon's 430. But he's going to pick up 77 pins here with the win over Bruce Hall. And in Group B, Mike Diaz up on top. Loses his opening match with a 246 effort. He is at plus 609. Warren Nelson second in Group B, plus 578. Ron Moore, after that 193 start, down to third at plus 571. Patton at 498, but a big win here. He'll pick up some sticks, 238, 206 over Warren Nelson. Again, Nelson was second. Nick Morgan fifth at plus 493. And Chris Keene at plus 471. So with this format, really anybody has a chance for the most part. Of course, you want to be one of the top 2 and running away with it. But the way that it's set up, anybody 1 through 6 right now with a chance. With 2 games in the books, 4 to go. We'll have updated standings here. Everything looking crystal clear now at bowl.com/supersenior for results. Have our next round of matches coming up here in just one moment, folks. Thank you for joining us. My name is Matt Canizaro. You're watching the 2018 Super Senior Classic here at Sam's Town Bowling Center. 4 more games coming up, then we'll know our top 2 seeds for tomorrow's championship round. As our other match is still wrapping up for game 2, Mark Williams and Harry Solon's not wasting any time to get going, but probably going to have to wait after this game for everybody else to get caught up. Good question in the chat. Will this pattern be used for the Senior Masters as well? And typically no. Should have something completely different. And we'll have that posted right around the start of practice time for the Senior Masters. These are the best of the best. Started the week with 184 entries. USBC members age 60 and older. Whittled the field down from 184 to 46 cashers. Took an average of 208 to make the cashers round. And then 6 more games determined the top 12 for match play. Everybody split into 2 groups. That's what you're watching right now. Pretty soon we'll know our top 2 seeds for the championship round. That is tomorrow. Mark Williams keeping things close, 10 pins down. Here early in game number 3. Schedule rest of the way. 9 a.m. local time, noon Eastern tomorrow. We'll have the group step ladders. It's where the 2, 3, and 4 seeds from each of the 2 groups battle in a mini step ladder. That'll be simultaneously. And the 2 winners will advance to the finals as the 3 and 4 seeds. Top 2 seeds will be determined today. Leader in each group automatically seeded into the finals. So pretty neat little format. Right now, nobody out of this. Each player coming in with a 2 and 6 chance of making the finals. Or 1 and 3. That sounds better. Looks like our numbers climbing a little bit. Thanks for joining us here. This is Matt Cannizzaro at the 2018 Super Senior Classic. Tell your friends. Pretty exciting stuff here in Las Vegas. Sounds like the PWBA event may have concluded. So hopefully everybody hopping on over here from Extra Frame. Hot start here for Harry Solon's 5 for 5. JL Eagle in the house. Riling up the crowd a little bit. Our other match, Patton and Mike Diaz, the battle of the left-handers. Updated standings coming our way. It was available at bowl.com/supersenior. Some very talented players now getting into this over 60 age bracket. And we'll see some pretty phenomenal talent coming our way for the Senior Masters. That gets underway just a couple days here, also at Samstown. Most of these players are going to stay over and compete in that event. A lot of bowling. And that's not even all of it. They just got back, some of them, from the PBA 50 stop in Brentwood. That event was Ron Moore over Walter A. Williams Jr. in the title match. Ron then drove straight to Las Vegas to compete in the Super Senior Classic. 12 games over 2 days. And on day 3, 6 games this morning, 6 games this afternoon. 24 game totals. We'll determine what happens tomorrow. Then the Senior Masters is 15 games over 3 days of qualifying, followed by 3-game matches in the double elimination bracket. So whoever says bowling isn't a sport, never bowled 100 games over an 8 or 10 day span. Now Harry Solon's 6 for 6. Pulling away from Mark Williams here. Our 3rd game of match play. Solon's for 7. And the 10 uncooperative. Saw Harry throw some big strikes last game to get past Bruce Hall. But still leading by 20 here against Williams. two lefties off to a slow start over on 21-2. That's going to be our championship pair this week. All right, so one high-scoring match and one that may come down to spare shooting. Solon's there's another 10-pin. That's back-to-back. Williams with the double. After 20 games, Skip Pavone leading Group A at plus 739. Mark Williams up to second place, plus 668. So if he can pull out a win here, that could be huge in his efforts to secure the #1 seed for TV, or at least a guaranteed seed for the final. Bruce Hall is third at plus 657, just behind Williams. And then some separation, 100 pins between Bruce Hall and fourth place Darrell Bauer. Benny Hayes is fifth, 24 pins back. And Harry Solon's in sixth place. But coming off a big win and in position to make a move here, he's only 47 pins behind Darrell Bauer for a spot in that group stepladder. So great shot there by Solon's. He still can get to 268. Williams going to finish first. He can get to 269 and end this right now. In Group B, Mikey Diaz with a slim lead over Ron Moore. Diaz 676, Ron Moore 634. Ward Nelson 584. Patrick Patton up to fourth, 566. Nick Morgan 509, and Chris Keene at 441, 125 back. So we're getting to the halfway point now of match play. Williams cannot deliver in the 9th. Solon's will have a chance to win this one in the 10th once again. So a lot of leapfrogging possible here in this exciting format. Williams with the spare. Best he can do now, 248. That'll give Solon's the opportunity to strike for the win. Mike Diaz had some trouble on this pair earlier in the day during the cashers round. Didn't like lane 22. But now he's out ahead, 26 pins halfway through this match, in double trouble for Williams now in the 10th. So the 4-pin in the 9th, now the 4-10, going to be disastrous for the PBA Hall of Famer. He's trying to track down the left-hander, Skip Pavone. Solon's trying to climb out of that number 6 spot. And just may do that here with another big game. This 10th frame going to be huge for Solon's. 30 bonus pins on the line as well. And those add up, even if it is just 6 games. 180 pins is like bowling an extra game. Williams gives it a run. Finishes at 225. Solon's in control. Now it's just a matter of how much can he get. Only 2 ring 10s have kept him from being perfect through 9. So Solon's, I guess if you say Harry Solon's all in one breath, it's Holland's. He'll be in the 260s, so 247 last game, 268 max here, and making up some ground. Again, only 47 pins out of the group stepladder right now, but he's thinking a little bit bigger. 10 won't go there on the final shot, 267. It's another 100 pins, so he'll go to plus 600 and change. Puts him right in the mix for a run at Skip Pavone, who is next door to us. Pavone over on 15 and 16. He is down 10 pins to Darrell Bauer. Going into the final frames. Best Pavone can do is 227 now. Best he can do is 216. Bauer, I can't see the scoreboard, but I can see from here he just left an absolute stone cold 8-pin in the 9th frame. Looks like there's a little bit of a lag, about 30 seconds in the live scoring. But he still leads by 10 going into the final frame. Bonus pin is going to be huge here for both players as they try to solidify their places in extended play. In our other match, Patton, unable to double. Finds himself down. Diaz, big opportunity there, but leaves the 7. It's going to be 26 pins after 6. Diaz converts. This will mark the halfway point of match play. 3 games to go. Darrell Bauer doubles in the 10th frame. He'll shut out Skip Pavone. Bauer was 4th. A little less than 200 pins behind Pavone. Going to make up some ground here. Opportunity here for Patton now. Down 26 after 6. Cut that down to 15. It's one more here. Goes high, leaves the 6 pin. Spare for Patrick. Down 25. The 9th and 10th coming up. Diaz will have a chance to shut him out. Mike trying to maintain his spot at the top of the Group B standings. Diaz can get a couple marks here. He'll get the win. Best Pat can do, 203. Could count a couple spares. Diaz will be past that. He goes high, but nice break. Ron Moore with the big opportunity to our left. Must double here to beat Chris Keene. Moore and Keene also in this Group B with the Diaz. Moore 42 pins behind Diaz. So a win here. Almost a must-have. Not quite disaster for Mike. On lane 21. Spare and count. He's a winner. Definitely would have liked those few extra pins, though. Moore able to deliver. He gets the double. Now he needs 8 pins on his fill ball to claim the 30 bonus pins over Keene. Diaz converts. He's going to go to the bag and try something different. Still needs 6 to guarantee a win here. And he gets all 10. One more. Sneaks away with the victory and 30 pins. So Brown will pick up about 12 of those 40-plus pins with 3 games to go. And with that, 3 games down, 3 games left. See our final couple shots here from Patrick Patton, and then we will get game number 4 going here in just a few minutes, folks. Thank you for joining us. My name is Matt Canizaro. This is coverage of the 2018 Super Senior Classic at Sam's Town Bowling Center in Las Vegas. 3 games to go. We'll be right back. even reach. It will. Here we go. Wow. You'll be famous.
Can't hear anything.
Here we go. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. All right, folks, we are back now for our next match here. And we're going to try to bring in a special guest here in just one moment as we get situated here. All right, folks, as we now get situated here, game number 4 of match play, we are joined by none other than Gregory Turner of Maryland. Got to bowl in the Super Senior Classic, made the cash round, finished 22nd at plus 314. Mr. Turner, now that you've had a chance to let it sink in a little bit, can you talk about your experience here this week at Samstown?
Sure. Pretty exciting. You know, for me just turning 60, I didn't know what to expect. I watched some of the video from last year to kind of get an idea how to play. And it played fairly well. I didn't make a complete idiot out of myself, so I feel good. It's exciting, and I'm looking forward to coming back next year.
All right, I think you can hear me, but I can't hear you, so hopefully the crowd was able to hear your thoughts on this week's experience. We'll try one more time here, and then maybe have you come back in either later today or tomorrow.
Okay.
I can kind of hear you there a little bit. I know you were talking about the potential for joining the Senior Masters next week. I'm not sure if the schedule will allow for that, but now that you've had a chance to see kind of where you rank a little bit, any more thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I was going to try to get in, but I think I missed the deadline, so I had to pencil that in for next year's schedule.
All right, so being that this is the Super Senior Classic, you must be 60 years old or older. I'll be honest, I asked Greg earlier today if he would check your birth certificate. I didn't believe that you were 60 years old. How old are you?
I am 60. I turned 60 in January.
Okay, so just now getting into this realm of things. But I know this West Coast swing for the PBA 50. They give you the Brentwood stop and then 3 events here in Las Vegas. Could be a pretty busy 2019 for you, it sounds like.
Yeah, sounds like. I had to, make sure I get everything straight and situated and all the money is together, but seeing it all in one spot, it might work out well for me.
All right, now we got a couple great matches here got Skip Pavone and Ron Moore up on our featured pairs right now. These guys were our top 2 seeds coming out of the Cashers round earlier today. We're waiting to get our 21 game updates here. So Skip Pavone leading the way in Group A at plus 744. Ron Moore second in Group B, trying to chase down Mike Diaz. Now, Mr. Turner, I feel that these are some folks perhaps you are familiar with, just possibly as a bowling fan or bowling some other events around the country. But what do you think about the caliber of play here at Samstown this week and some of these top talents like Ron Moore trying to make the title match for the 3rd consecutive year?
Well, these guys are really good. This is the first time I ever actually bowled with Ron. I bowled with him last year in this tournament over at South Point. So this is the first time I actually got to see him bowl personally. And Skip, he's got a pretty good look with that hammer equipment. Being that I'm a hammer representative, he's making it look really good. These guys are tough. Just because you're 60, don't think you're going to come in here and just walk these guys over, because they are really good.
All right, we're continuing to see that here. Skip Pavone now 4 for 4. And Ron Moore, spare double. Bruce Hall putting on a good show this week as well, the left-hander. We saw him make a couple of runs at 300. And getting pretty tight here in the standings. We'll take a look. Pavone again leading the way at 744 over. Mark Williams plus 693. Hall is 3rd at 656. Darrell Bauer 609. Harry Solon's 604. And Benny Haveson 6th at 565. Solon's with a couple big games back-to-back, trying to creep his way back up. He's only 5 pins out of that group step ladder for tomorrow morning as of right now. In Group B, it's Diaz leading the way, 714 over. Ron Moore, 685. Patrick Patton now up to 3rd place, 569. Warren Nelson, 556. Morgan, 539. And Chris Keene at plus 460. So Keene really cutting into his deficit a little bit, only 96 out with 3 games to go. So with those bonus pins, anything really can happen, and that's the intention of this match play and group step ladder situation. A little bit of a unique format. Greg, what do you think about just the qualifying, the 12 games, and the Cashers round, and now what we're seeing here?
I think the 12 games are really good. This is the first time I've actually seen match play like this, and on the group match play, I don't know exactly how that works, but hopefully next year I'll be in. And I was watching Bruce this morning, and I think I need to get me a headband. I think I could use one of those. He's throwing it pretty good.
All right, Bruce, fashion forward here with the headband. He took it off earlier on BowlTV. Didn't want any folks out there talking, but it seems to be working here, as you pointed out. So he's definitely in this match here with the double there. This format used on the PWBA tour last year, just again to keep things interesting and exciting. And as you can see, looking at the standings, right now even 6th place with 3 games to go. Nobody's really out of this. There's going to be 4 players advancing to the eventual championship round. But for tomorrow, 6 players will face off in the 2 group step ladders. So really a nice opportunity, no matter how far down you are in that top 12, to make a move and end up in a step ladder situation, and you never know what can happen at that point.
This is true. But the left-handers had a really good look. Maybe a little bit better than the right-handers, but everybody was in play this week, and I like that.
We did have a large field at 184, the largest. First year of this event back in 2013 at the International Training and Research Center in Arlington, Texas. So we had about 28 entries. Kerry Painter won that event, and the tournament has grown considerably to what we see here. 184 cut down to 46, and now the top 12 bowling in round robin match play. Skip Pavone, his run ends at 4, so we've got ourselves a nice match here as Bruce Hall trying to solidify his spot in at least the group step ladder, if not able to catch Pavone for the overall lead. The leader after today in each group will earn an automatic spot in the finals, and they'll be the 1-2 seeds based on their total pinfall with bonus pins. And then 2, 3, 4 in each group will have that special group step ladder in the morning at noon Eastern to determine the other 2 seeds for the final. So a little confusing But once you get the hang of it, and once you see it on paper, I think it makes a little bit more sense too. So if you'd like to check out the actual standings, you can visit bowl.com/supersenior. Here it is over my shoulder, and it does make a whole lot more sense when you're able to see exactly what's going on. But again, pretty exciting, especially here in Group A. Benny Hapes is in 6th place, but only 44 pins out of having a chance to win this tournament. That's all you can ask for is a chance.
Yep. It's kind of confusing, but when you're bowling, it's much easier to understand when you're still bowling.
All right, well, walk us through a little bit as we watch these matches unfold, just how you attack this 41-foot pattern and, what you learned, what you might be doing different next time around.
Well, I do know that the difference between fresh and the burn here versus where I come from is a lot different. Burn, to me, is like a wide open shot, so I was able to actually play my favorite shot, had to make sure I matched up surface and ball roll. So early I played, kind of straight, around from 7-8, and later on I just kind of changed angles a little bit and attacked almost the same average. So a little more surface later on, which was interesting because burn back home means less surface. So it confused me a little bit, but I wrote down all my notes and everything, so I'll be ready next time.
All right, certainly this ice oil, a little bit tricky sometimes. It is intended to hold up a little bit longer, so it seems to be slicker, and then it holds up, it keeps the pattern truer. And I think especially now as we're down to the top 12, we have a pretty good balance of lefties and righties, and the lanes were fresh when we started this round. It should be pretty even as far as the transition and what these guys are seeing. And we did have quite a few lefties in the field this week, so I think the traffic pattern definitely pretty balanced between the two. But again, the ice oil designed back in 2013 to be a little more durable. So you're going to see that initial pattern hold up longer throughout the event. So kind of an equalizer too, whereas the right side's going to break down traditionally more and faster, and then the left side able to hold up. So now we're seeing that kind of equally across both sides of the lane. So Kegel, our official lane maintenance provider, always doing the homework and doing the research to get things as fair and across the board and just as pristine as possible.
Yeah, that was a good job. I'm not accustomed to that, so yeah, I like the way it broke down, and it could make me move out here.
All right, so trouble there for Bruce Hall on lane 19, leaves the washout. He's going to fall farther behind here, even if he picks it up. Skip Pavone just with the one miss in the 5th frame. Similar situation over on 21 and 22. Ron Moore in control here. He also rolled the highest game of the week, 299, in the final game of the Cashers round to catapult up into 2nd place. Hall gives it a run. He'll be open here in the 7th frame. Pavone looking to extend his lead in the Group A standings. Coming up next week, as we mentioned, the USBC Senior Masters. And for many of these players are going to stick around for one more week or so for the Senior US Open. So a nice little West Coast swing. And Mr. Turner, as we were talking about earlier, for next year, should all these events fall again in Las Vegas, we had the Brentwood stop in California leading into the Super Senior, then the Senior Masters, the US Open. Throw in the Open Championships, another opportunity for you there will be in Las Vegas over at the South Point Bowling Plaza. Could be a pretty busy June and July for you. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I love bowling. I'm retired. I don't have anything to do, so I'm looking forward to it. I'll make sure I get it all straight next year, and I'll be ready.
All right. Any aspirations for the PBA 50 Tour, maybe now that you have a little more free time?
I thought about it, but the swings are kind of weird for me. My budget may not let me do as much as I would like to do, so whenever I get an opportunity to get one, I always go. So if they bunch them up like that, it's a little better for me. I can make it work a little better. But, yeah, I think I may do it.
All right, so getting down to our final frames here now. Ron Moore leads by 47 after 6 frames against Warren Nelson. Nelson slipping to 4th place in Group B, 17 pins ahead of Nick Morgan. Ron Moore with 3 consecutive 9 counts now. Kind of laughing that one off a little bit, but still, again, in control, but that's not going to help him catch up with Mike Diaz, who is leading the way here in Group B. And Diaz down on 9 and 10 stringing strikes, so spare open for him, and then he rattled off 6 in a row. He's cruising against Nick Morgan. We'll keep an eye on that, but Diaz trying to lock up one of those top 2 spots. Harry Solon's with another big win, 232, gets all 3 in the 10th. He's going to take down Darrell Bauer and start climbing his way up in his category. And Ron Moore really liked his look at the end of the cashers round, but of course, fresh oil here for match play, so go back to the beginning. And some players really preferred the burn over the fresh, or the fresh over the burn, and others, like Mike Diaz, were almost identical on both opportunities. Just thinking back to those 12 games, which did you prefer going out there?
You know, for me, I thought I played them both the way I was supposed to, so the burn gave me a little better look, but I played just as well on the fresh. Didn't quite score as well. I pride myself on being able to do a little bit of both. I try not to be one-dimensional, so it looked good for me all the way around. I just didn't score as much as I would have liked to.
All right, folks, if you're just tuning in, this is Matt Cannizzaro. We're live on BowlTV. We're talking to Gregory Turner, who bowled at 60 years old, the Super Senior Classic this week here at Samstown in Las Vegas. Had blocks of 1227 on the fresh and then 1361 on the burn. And qualified 24th at plus 188, averaging 215. Came back today and gave it a run in the cashers round. So anytime you can leave with a little bit of money, always a good experience there.
Oh, yeah.
And something to build on for down the road. Certainly confidence-wise, I'm sure it definitely helped as well.
Oh, yeah, this is really good. This is probably what I was made to do. I just don't do it enough. But, yeah, this kind of condition, it fits my ball roll, and it's just a matter of making the right decisions. And I'm up for the challenge moving forward.
All right, well, this field and these bowlers continue to get better and better. Right now, the best of the best. We're down to just 12 of the 184 we started with. Final frames coming up. A little bit of trouble here for Bruce Hall again, but Skip Pavone well in control, looking to build on his lead in the Group A standings. So these 30 bonus pins going to be very helpful for Skip. Mike Diaz going to be in the 260s with a win over Nick Morgan down on the far end. Mark Williams, a pair to our right. He's down 10 pins in his match against Benny Hafes. So big opportunity in the 10th here for Williams. He'll finish first. He can get to 236. That'll make Benny have to step up and double to get into the 240s and steal those bonus pins. So Mark kind of with his fate in his own hands here, whereas Ron Moore and Skip Pavone both in control. Even with 220s and a win here, Ron's going to lose some ground to Mike Diaz. Going to need a big finish here the last couple of games. Otherwise, he's going to have to try his fate in the group stepladder tomorrow. Ron made the championship match the last 2 years here. Faced Junichi Yajima of Japan both times. Coming away with one win and one runner-up finish. And there's some trouble for Pavone. Yeah, Mr. Turner, you mentioned the lane condition, 41 feet, 26 mils this week. And at times, it can be a little bit touchy. I would say when you did miss, What kind of results did you get? We haven't seen a lot of washouts this week, so it seems like a lot of the misses were inside and high.
Yeah, I think I had one washout, but all my misses ended up being 4-7-10 leaves. Caught a little extra oil on some shots, but I was pretty much in the pocket most of the tournament. So yeah, I was happy.
All right, it did take an average of 208 to make the cashier's round, so definitely not unreasonable by any means. Really got to make your spares, though, regardless of the condition. And hopefully the strikes will come. And here in our featured matches, a few less strikes than we've seen in the previous 3 matches, but a win is a win. Ron Moore, 226. He's going to defeat Warren Nelson. Best he can do is 191. And Bruce Hall going to close things out. He can get to 190. But Skip Pavone, 221, and a victory despite the open in the 10th frame. Question is now, is Mark Williams, 225, going to be enough? He did not double in the 10th. Benny Hayes stepping up. He's just going to need a mark here to take those 30 bonus pins away from Williams and slow his opportunity to catch Pavone. And Benny Hayes delivers. You can probably see him off to the right side of your screen. He now is trying to climb out of the 6th spot and catch up in time to get to the group step ladder with 2 games to go. And with that, we'll see our final shots here on our featured pairs, 19 through 22 here at Sam's Town Bowling Center. Joined again by Gregory Turner from Maryland, getting the opportunity to test the waters here a little bit at the Super Senior Classic. We appreciate the insight and, of course, the participation. Any last advice maybe for those 59-year-olds getting ready to come out next year and join you?
Well, practice, because these guys are really good. Actually, I grew up watching some of these guys and have an opportunity to bowl against them and watch them and steal what little tricks I can is really good. So when I get back home, if you want to ask me any questions, I got plenty of answers.
All right, there you have it. Gregory Turner from Maryland. We appreciate the time and the feedback. Folks, that is going to do it for this round of matches. 2 more games to go. Then we'll know our top 2 seeds for tomorrow's championship round. Stay tuned. Game number 5 coming up in just a minute. My name is Matt Canizaro, and you're watching continued coverage of the 2018 Super Senior Classic here at Sam's Town in Las Vegas. We'll be right back. All right, game number 5 coming up here in just one moment. And then the finale right around the corner. All right, our game 5 matches now going to be Ron Moore and Mike Diaz. This one's huge. We'll get the updated standings here in a minute to see how huge. Position round coming up next, so possibility these guys will face off once again. And looking at the standings, it's probably likely. So some implications there. And our other match, it is Pavone and Mark Williams. Prior to the last game, they were 1-2 in their group. So we do have the numbers. Skip Pavone leading the way in Group A, plus 795. Mark Williams is at plus 718, though. He's 1-3 on the day. So those bonus pins, that would be the difference right there. Pavone 2-2. So Williams at plus 718. 80 pins back. And then Harry Solon's worked his way up to 3rd place in Group A at plus 666. Benny Hafes up from 6th to 4th that game with a big 246 victory and 30 bonus pins. He is 3-1. He's at plus 641. 5 pins out. Bruce Hall, last 2 games, 199, 180. So he falls to 5th. 5 pins out of the step ladder, plus 636. And Darrell Bauer, 37 pins back at plus 604. So really, any of these 6 players with the chance to win this whole thing in Group A. And on the B side, Diaz plus 808. Ron Moore plus 741. Diaz with a miscue there in frame number 2. Ron Moore had a big opportunity there to double up and unable to. Patrick Patton, 3rd place, plus 607. Nick Morgan, plus 562. Warren Nelson, 537. He's only 25 out of that group step ladder. And Chris Keene falling to 121 back with 2 to go. So it could be shaping up for an exciting position round coming up next here at Samstown. This is Matt Cannizzaro and continued coverage of the Super Senior Classic. Diaz back on track. Down 12. Can cut that deficit with a double here. Pavone and Mark Williams both open in the first. Harry Solon's trying to continue his charge. His one match to our left with an early lead against Benny Hayes. Is there enough time, though, for Solon to catch Pavone? Difference there, 129 pins. 60 bonus pins still out there. Solon opens with a 3-bagger. And Pavone now open strike, and now looking to convert the 7-pin here in frame number 3. We saw a ton of strikes earlier, but things drying up here. And Bruce Hall is a pair to our right, trying to get his way back into group stepladder position, but pair opens in 3 frames against Darrell Bauer. Warren Nelson not ready to go away. 25 out, and he has the front 6 down on 9 and 10. Never doubt for Diaz as the 10 didn't want to go. Last one to fall. He didn't look frazzled one bit on that shot. He now has command of this match against Ron Moore. Harry Solon's not messing around after losing his opening match for the 213 game. He went 247, 267, 232, 3 wins, and now he has the front 5 against Benny Hayes. So things Could be very interesting. Warren Nelson's run at perfection ends at 7. He's on his way to a win against Christopher Keene here in Game 5. And Moore wants that one to wheel, and it does for 3 in a row. Trying to hang in against Diaz. Diaz working on 4-bagger. Mark Williams mixes him up, and it's at the 5 and the 7 tipping over. Either way, giving a look like he planned that trick shot. But there's still some time, folks. Tell your friends. Tune in. I know PWB is over for the day. Join us here on BowlTV for our position round coming up next to see who our top 2 seeds will be for the finals tomorrow. Great shot by Diaz for the 5-bagger. Remember to give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying the coverage. Like Diaz adds one more. Not much Ron Moore can do, except match him shot for shot. 259 max for Ron. 268 for Diaz. Skip Pavone trying to put some pressure on Mark Williams. Williams open 5-bagger. Solon's run has ended, and now Vinny Hayes starting to strike. Shout out to our pal Dan Stricker tuning in. He should be here bowling. He waited 60 years to be old enough. This event open to all USBC members age 60 and older. That's it, only requirement. Be a USBC member and be 60. 7-pin uncooperative for Pavone, so string ends at a double. Here's Moore looking to keep it close. That's 2 shots on that lane. Last one, he wanted it to wheel. That one didn't look like it was making it back, and it did. Diaz an opportunity to shut him out, though. Difference in the standings here. 67 pins or so. So the bonus pins would be huge for Ron Moore going into that position round. Here's Diaz looking to steal it. Gonna need the next 3. Here's the 9th frame. There's 1. Mark Williams up on lane 22. String is at 5. Make that 6. Williams 77 pins behind Pavone coming into this game. So it is entirely possible it's possible and that Williams will go around Pavone, and then Solon's will be awfully close going into that position round. Another great shot by the PBA Hall of Famer. A little better than his last performance here on BowlTV earlier today. Got a little nervous on his fill ball, threw it right in the ditch. Bounce back. The next game through the front 8. Off camera. Diaz gets the first hit in the 10th. This one, and count, will lock up the win against Ron Moore. Question in the chat, what time tomorrow? And we'll have all of that for you here on BowlTV, as well as the Senior Masters coming up next week. But tomorrow, the group step ladders will take place simultaneously at noon Eastern. Diaz doubles up. He knows it. He knows the count. Couple pins here, and he is a guaranteed winner. So noon Eastern, 9 a.m. local time for the group step ladder. And then the 2 group step ladder winners will advance to the championship step ladder, where they'll meet in the first match. Step ladder final for the championship will begin at 11 a.m. local time, 2 p.m. Eastern, right here on BowlTV. Mike Diaz a winner. That is huge. Those bonus pins would have meant a ton for Ron Moore. Diaz holds them off. So Skip Pavone going to lose this match most likely, but needs every pin he can get to hold off Solon's.
I thought 12 would bowl each other. Everybody would bowl each other. They're eliminating. I didn't know that. Okay. Okay, so they're doing the same way. The women do it, huh? Top 2 guys are seated. 1 and 2. I think they'll have a tough matter for in both divisions. It's going to be neat. I can't wait.
Pavone, one more. So 216, his max. So Mark Williams going to get the 30 bonus pins. Trying to see if he can get around Pavone going into the position round. One more, dead flush. Nice little crowd. Tell your friends, 1 game to go, position round. And it's shaping up to be a good one. Ron Moore finishes out 238. Gonna lose ground on Diaz. But those 2 guys pretty well ahead of the rest of the crew. In Group B. Group A, much tighter. All right, Mark Williams not messing around. One more here. He's going to be in the 270s. So regardless, Williams will go around Pavone. And then 1 game to determine who is going to advance automatically to the TV finals. 279 for the biggest hair in Beaumont. Mark Williams showing up for the cameras this time. Goes around Skip Pavone into the lead in Group A. Harry Solon opens in the 9th frame. He's got enough to win. So the best Solon can get to is plus 740. So plus 740, the max for Solon's. Pavone is at plus 795. So it will be Williams and Pavone battling in position round. Solon's will be lurking. So 204 possibility here for Skip. So in Group A, Williams and Pavone, very close. Will bowl for that guaranteed spot. Diaz just looking to hold off Ron Moore in Group B. And total pins will determine the 1-2 seeds. 2, 3, 4 in each category. Then we'll come back tomorrow morning for the group step ladder. So folks, we're going to step away for just a minute. We'll get things situated here for the position round. Tell all your friends. It's going to shape up to be an exciting one. We'll have that for you in just a few minutes. Continued coverage here of the 2018 Super Senior Classic, Samstown Bowling Center. My name is Matt Canizaro. 2 big matches coming up next. We'll be right back. All right, folks, as we get ready for the position round, I'm going to see if I can read it off the leaderboard down yonder. Mark Williams plus 827. Skip Pavone plus 798. Harry Sullins plus 739. Darrell Bauer plus 657. Benny Hafes plus 653. 4 pins out. And Bruce Hall 9 pins out at 648. So anybody can get there in Group A. Group B, Mike Diaz plus 905. Ron Moore plus 779. Just has to hold off Ron. Patrick Patton in the mix as well. So we'll have the official scores online here in just 1 minute. Looking forward to some excitement here in our position round. We'll be right back with game 24. And we'll meet our top 2 seeds here in just a few minutes. Thank you for being patient. Getting our lane assignments here in just 1 moment. A few minutes of practice, and then we will get to it. One more game. Folks, thank you for being here. Tell everybody, still time to join in. Give us a thumbs up. And if you're going to be joining us tomorrow for the group step ladders, that'll be at noon Eastern. Championship step ladder will take place at 2 p.m. Eastern, right here on BowlTV, brought to you by yours truly, Matt Canizaro. And if we get all the headsets working properly and such, hopefully a special guest to help call the action. All right, players on the move, getting ready for a couple minutes of practice here. Final game coming up, and guess it worked out where we got one of the top matches but not the other. Again, the players randomly working their way through. Obviously, we couldn't know who would be 1 and 2 when they made the lane schedule. But we'll do our best to keep you updated on what's happening. In Group A, Mark Williams plus 827, Skip Pavone plus 798. And it looks like there won't be any practice. They're going to get right to it, getting down to business. So there you have it. Short enough break. Take a look at our live scoring and see who's where for this final game. Down on 9 and 10, Harry Solon and Darrell Bauer. 13 and 14 is the Mark Williams Skip Pavone match. That one pretty close. Benny Hayes and Bruce Hall on 15 and 16. Here in our featured pairs, Warren Nelson and Patrick Patton. Mike Diaz and Ron Moore. To our right, Nick Morgan and Christopher Keene. And that is it. That is our 6 matches. Take a look at the standings again. Group A, Mark Williams plus 827, Skip Pavone plus 798. So a difference of 29 pins. So if Pavone can win that match, he will earn that guaranteed spot in the finals. Harry Solon's at plus 739. He's going to have some work to do. Darrell Bauer in the 4th position at plus 657. But it's pretty tight, 4, 5, and 6. So really 3 bowlers there battling for 1 spot in the stepladder. Benny Hayes is 4 back at plus 653. Bruce Hall is at plus 648. Again, the leader after this game guaranteed a spot in the finals. Then 2, 3, and 4 will have a stepladder tomorrow, with the winner advancing to the championship stepladder as well. So of these 6 players, 4 will advance, 2 will go home, or at least go rest up for the senior masters. Pretty exciting stuff. And in Group B, Mike Diaz well ahead of the rest of the group at plus 905. Ron Moore second at plus 779. Patrick Patton plus 651. Warren Nelson 636. Nick Morgan 62 back at 574. And Chris Keene at 442. So not as much drama happening in Group B. Things stay the way they are. It'll be Moore, Patton, and Nelson 2, 3, 4 going into that group step ladder tomorrow. Diaz looking pretty solid though. Open here in the first, and Ron Moore with a double. So don't ever count anybody out here. Try to take notes along the way. All right, so notes taken. Get the calculator out here in a minute as well. Ron Moore had an opportunity in game 5. Could have made this position round very interesting, but Diaz was able to throw the last 9 or 10 there to get into the 260s. Nothing Ron Moore could do at that point. He's our defending champion, Moore, looking to make the title match for the 3rd consecutive year here at the Super Senior Classic. He's going to have a little bit of work to do. He's 4 for 4, had 299 earlier, high game of the week. Right now, Moore, while catching Diaz, be quite a long shot. Just trying to hold off any other comers here to at least get that top spot in the group step ladder. That'll put him 1 win away from a 3rd consecutive championship round appearance. Diaz doubles up. Patton and Nelson, not saying they're comfortable in the step ladder, but looking pretty good. Shots like that. Nick Morgan and Chris Keene, 62 and 194 back respectively. Question, is Walter Ray still in? Walter Ray, not old enough yet for the Super Senior Classic. He'll be here next week for the Senior Masters. He's our defending champion in that event. Mark Williams is the Williams bowling right now to hold on to the #1 spot in his group. Mark Williams, 3 out of 4 against Skip Pavone. Couple pairs away. Gonna do the math as quickly as possible. See if we can't guess all that's going on. Ron Moore's run ends at 4. Diaz with the 3-bagger though. Great shot by Nelson. Nick Morgan, paired to our right, trying to make something happen. He's got open 4-bagger. Pulling Chris Keene, who's got the front 4. Morgan 62 out of that group step ladder. Chasing Nelson and Patton here on our featured pair. Ron Moore gets that one to wheel. One more for Patton. Had our biggest block yesterday in round 2 and came up huge in the final game of the Cashers round, 258, to grab the 12 spot for match play. And with the format the way it is, nobody out really at any point. Right now, only 9 pins difference in Group A between 4th and 6th place. Mark Williams in a must-win situation against Skip Pavone. The difference, 29 pins. So if Skip is able to win, even by 1 pin, the 30 bonus pins will be enough to get him a guaranteed spot in the finals. 41-foot oil pattern this week, 26 mils. If you want to see exactly how that graph looks, bowl.com/super senior. Click on the information tab. That'll get you the Kegel courtesy, the info courtesy of Kegel. Pavone continuing to strike against Williams. He's got 5 out of 6 with an open in the second frame. Diaz, trouble, but again, he's got such a lead. 126 pins. Nelson can't get the messenger. So Patton in control here. Diaz will give this a run. Gets 1. Morgan off to our right. Open 5-bagger. Make that 6. You can see him crumble the bucket on the right side of your screen there. Definitely time for Warren Nelson to maybe get a little bit nervous here. Morgan 62 pins behind him. He's taking a peek at the leaderboard right now. Skip Pavone with a spare in the 7th. Williams with the lead in that match. If you want to follow live scoring, you can find a link to that below your video window or on the results page, bowl.com/super senior. And Patrick Patton on his way to tomorrow's group stepladder. Just happened to be in the same side of this match play situation with our top 2 players. Darrell Bauer finishes with 181. He's going to lose. He finishes at plus 638. Solon's going to win that match. We'll get his final score here in a minute. Those guys, the first one's done. Diaz bounces back from the open frame. So super tight in Group A for those group stepladder spots. Looks like Harry Solon's finished with 206. We'll wait for that final number. It's going to win 30 bonus pins. Finish at plus 775, 774. He had 205. Mark Williams in position to at least lock up the number 2 seed. Not sure he's got enough room to catch Diaz. 259 max score for Williams, plus the 30 bonus pins, plus the 827. He can get to 916 over. So Diaz will have to shoot 200. That number 1 seed, based on total pins. So it's going to get interesting, to say the least. I am on the edge of my seat for sure. Appreciate all of you being here. 2018 Super Senior Classic at Samstown. Position round. A lot going on here. A lot of math happening as well. So 10th frame here on both of our featured pairs. Warren Nelson trying to hang on to a spot in the group stepladder. However, Nick Morgan likely going to go around him here. He's going to be in the 270s with 3 in the 10th. So Nelson doing the math. And not looking good. Very well bowled week. He's going to get all he can get right here. 62 pins the difference. Chris Keene still can shoot 259 and win that match with Nick Morgan next door. Nelson gets that one right. Doesn't make it back, leaves the 2-8. Mark Williams still striking. He's up in the 10th frame now against Pavone. He can get to 259. Pavone still has 245 out there. So still potential for Williams to jump Diaz for the number 1 spot. So Ron Moore shoots 278 and gets the win. He was at 779 plus 108, puts him at plus 887. A big 10th here for Diaz. He was at plus 905. Coming in and working on a double. Nelson finishes with 215. Big shot for Diaz. So 651 plus for Nelson. Patton's going to win this one. Keene's going to be in the 250s. Morgan still trying to steal the victory here. He's going to need the first hit in the 10th. Mark Williams doubles in the 10th. He's going to win that game. He'll be in the 250s. Diaz on his way to being the number 1 seed by total pins. He'll be in the 2 teens. That will be enough. Maybe. It's going to need some count here, it looks like. Williams has finished up 258, 827, plus 30 bonus pins, plus the 58. He goes to plus 915. Diaz finishes with 213. So Diaz squeaks it out. He'll get the number 1 seed unofficially. All right, 258 for Patton. And the victory. So plus 739. Oh, man. Nick Morgan, 258, loses by a stick. He goes to plus 632. Needed those bonus pins. Not sure what he left on his final shot. And Pavone finishing things up here. Skip Pavone finishes out with 234 plus 832. See what Benny Hafe's got a string of strikes going. So we are unofficially done on the Group B side. Mike Diaz earns the number 1 seed for the finals. 3 pins ahead of Mark Williams, who leads the Group A. All unofficial. So those bonus pins ended up huge for Nick Morgan. He's going to be short. And now waiting on Hasten Hall. So on the B side, our group step ladder, first match will be Warren Nelson taking on Patrick Patton once again. Winner will meet Ron Moore. And the winner of that step ladder will advance to the TV show. Benny Hafes finishes with 279. Huge position round effort for Benny. And for Bruce Hall, he can get to 237, but it's not going to be enough. All right, so in Group A, our leader and the number 2 seed overall, all unofficially, Mark Williams. Got a 56 lane center here at Samstown, and all action's going to be down here on 21 and 22 for the finals tomorrow. And 19 and 20, we'll have group step ladders going simultaneously. So Mark Williams, number 2 seed, and in the Group A step ladder, first match will be Benny Haves and Harry Sullins. Winner will take on Skip Pavone. And in the other, Mike Diaz earns the number 1 seed. Group step ladder will be Nelson and Patton facing off, and Ron Moore up in the match after that. So we'll have all that for you tomorrow at noon Eastern here on BowlTV. The championship step ladder coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern, folks. What a day. We're going to go make sure all our results are official. We'll have a recap for you on bowl.com later tonight. Thanks for joining us here, and we hope to see you all back here tomorrow, folks. My name is Matt Cannizzaro. That is going to do it for our coverage of the Super Senior Classic here for match play. That is the news for now. We'll see you on the lanes.